Everything you were told about money is not wrong. It is just incomplete. Many people work very hard. They earn more money over time, yet they often feel no richer, no more secure. A quiet frustration sits just beneath the surface of daily life. This is the money illusion. Your paycheck can rise, year after year, and your life can feel exactly the same. We are taught to chase a bigger number, but the number is only half of the truth. The other half is what they do not explain. The problem feels personal. We think we are making a mistake. Perhaps we are not saving enough. Perhaps we are spending too much. But this feeling is shared by millions. It is a symptom of a system, not just personal failure. The system has hidden rules, quiet currents guiding the flow of wealth. Understanding these currents is the first step to navigating them. This is not about blame, it is about quiet understanding. I will show you this system, one simple piece at a time, so you can see the world of money with clear eyes. Think of a simple day in your life. You receive a notification, your pay has been deposited, the number is higher than it was last year. A small relief or accomplishment washes over you. You go to the store, you pay your bills, you buy fuel for your car. You do not consciously change much about your routine, but at the end of the month, money feels just as tight as before. Why does this happen? The answer lies in a gap between the number you earn and the value it holds. This gap is where the money illusion lives. We are shown a bigger salary. We are shown a growing bank balance. What is happening, slowly and almost invisibly, is that the cost of living is also rising. The water level is rising just as fast as we climb the ladder. We work harder, climb faster, but never seem to get higher above the water. This is the mechanism we need to understand. To understand one of the most powerful forces shaping our financial lives, we don't need to look at complex charts or dense economic reports. We can begin in a place as old as civilization itself, the market. Let us think of a simple city market, waking up with the sun. It's a living network of exchange, a place where the value of human effort is made tangible. Here, in the quiet hum of commerce, we can find a simple story that reveals a profound truth about money in our minds. Imagine a baker, a craftsman, who rises before dawn. His work is honest and direct. He combines flour, water, yeast, and heat to create something essential, a loaf of bread. He sells this loaf for $1. This isn't just a price, it's a statement of value. It represents the cost of his ingredients, the energy for his oven, the rent for his small stall, and a small profit for his labor. For $1, you can purchase the result of his morning's work. Now let's introduce you into this picture. You work a job, perhaps in an office a few blocks away. Your labor is different from the baker's. It might be less tangible, involving spreadsheets or emails, but it is valuable nonetheless. Your employer compensates you for your time and skill, and you earn $10 for every hour of your work. With this wage, we can establish a clear relationship between your effort and the baker's product. 1 hour of your work can be exchanged for 10 of his loaves. This is your purchasing power. The real tangible value of your labor measured in bread. 10 loaves per hour. It's a simple, stable equation. A year passes, the sun rises and sets, the market continues its daily rhythm, but beneath the surface, the invisible currents of the economy have been shifting. The baker discovers that the cost of his raw materials has crept upward. The farmer who grows the wheat has to charge more. The miller who grinds the flour has higher expenses. The fuel to heat his oven is more costly. To maintain his livelihood, he has no choice but to adjust his price. The price of his bread rises to $1.10. It's a 10% increase, a small change that reflects a world that has become slightly more expensive for him. At the very same time, you have your annual review at work. Your manager is pleased with your performance, and to recognize your contribution, you are given a pay raise. Your new wage is $11 an hour. This is also a 10% increase. The number on your pay stub is bigger. It feels like progress, a tangible reward for your hard work over the past year. So, let's return to our original equation. With your new wage of $11 an hour, and the new price of bread at $1.10, how many loaves can you buy with 1 hour of your work? The answer, of course, is still 10. In the real terms of what your labor can acquire, nothing has truly changed for you. Your economic position, measured in bread, is identical to where it was a year ago. You work 1 hour, you get 10 loaves. The balance is perfectly preserved. But here is where the story takes a crucial turn. Because while the math is neutral, the human experience is not. On paper, you have made progress. Your payslip shows a larger number. Your bank account receives a larger deposit. Psychologically, this feels like a win. You feel seen, valued, and rewarded for your efforts. The narrative in your mind is one of forward momentum. The baker, however, experiences a different internal story. He sees his prices rising, not as a sign of success, but as a necessary reaction to the pressure of a more expensive world. For him, the higher numbers on his price tags are a source of anxiety, a constant reminder of shrinking margins and the struggle to stay afloat. You both are part of the exact same economic adjustment, yet your minds interpret it in completely opposite ways. This disconnect is the heart of what economists call the money illusion. Our minds have a powerful bias. We tend to think in nominal terms, the face value of money, rather than in real terms, what that money can actually buy. The mind prefers the simple, satisfying story of a bigger number. We celebrate a raise in pay. We feel richer when our bank balance goes up. We anchor our sense of financial well-being to these nominal figures because they are easy to see and understand. We rarely stop to perform the more difficult calculation, tracking the subtle, creeping rise in the price of everything we buy. The bread, the coffee, the gas for our car, the rent for our home. Each change is small, almost unnoticeable on its own. The mental energy required to constantly track your real purchasing power is immense. It's far greater than the simple, pleasurable act of reading a pay stub. Our brains are wired for efficiency. They take shortcuts, and the easiest shortcut is to equate more money with more wealth. This illusion isn't just a curious quirk of our psychology. It powerfully shapes our choices. It influences how we feel about our jobs, how we spend our money, and how we plan for the future. It can lead us to feel prosperous even as our true financial standing remains stagnant or even declines. Understanding this illusion is the first step towards seeing the world of money not just as it appears, but as it truly is. From a young age, we're taught a simple formula for success: work hard, get a good job, and earn a high salary. It's a deeply ingrained belief, a cultural script that guides our most important life decisions. This script makes people chase higher pay numbers above all else, believing that a larger income is the direct path to financial security and freedom. It feels logical, intuitive, and responsible. And so, guided by this belief, they trade their most valuable resource, their time. They work more hours, arriving early and staying late, sacrificing evenings and weekends. The line between work and life begins to blur, all in the pursuit of that higher number on their payslip. They take on more stressful jobs, accepting greater responsibility and pressure. The mental and emotional toll is framed as a necessary sacrifice, the price of ambition. They move to expensive cities for a salary that looks impressive on paper, but is quickly eaten away by a high cost of living. That six-figure income feels less significant when a huge portion is immediately consumed by rent, transportation, and daily necessities that cost twice as much. The financial gain is often a mirage. With what little is left, they try to save money in a simple bank account. It feels safe, tangible. They watch the number grow, deriving a sense of security from the slow, steady accumulation. But this feeling of progress is often another illusion. Despite all this effort, all this sacrifice, they feel stuck. It's like walking on a treadmill. The speed increases, the effort is immense, but the destination never gets any closer. The system itself gently, almost invisibly, nudges them back to where they started. Financial progress feels temporary, fragile. Why does this happen? Why does a path that seems so logical often lead to a dead end? It happens because the hidden rules of the financial game reward a different pattern of behavior entirely. The game we are encouraged to play, the game of effort, is not the one that creates lasting wealth. The game is not truly about effort. It is not about how many hours you can work or how much stress you can endure. While hard work is noble and necessary, it is an inefficient engine for building wealth on its own. It is not about working harder or longer. That is the linear path. 1 hour of your time for 1 unit of pay. This path has a natural ceiling. You only have so many hours in a day. You only have so much energy. The deeper game, the one played by those who achieve financial freedom, is about your position. Position means what you own, not just what you earn. It's about shifting your focus from the flow of your salary to the foundation of your wealth. Your salary is what you get for your labor. Your position is what you have that works for you. Position means the assets you hold. This is the most crucial distinction to understand. So, what is an asset? An asset is something that has the potential to generate money for you, independent of your time. It's a piece of the economic engine that you own. It works in the background, whether you are sleeping, on vacation, or busy with your day job. Stocks, which represent a small slice of ownership in a large company. Property, which can generate rental income and appreciate in value. A share in a small business, which gives you a claim on its profits. These are assets. They are the fundamental building blocks of a strong financial position. Here is why this matters so much. When prices and inflation rise, as they naturally do over time, the value of these assets often rises as well. In many cases, the value of well-chosen assets rises even faster than inflation. This means that while your cash in the bank is losing purchasing power, your position in the market is gaining it. The rules of the system don't just favor the rich, they quietly and consistently favor the holders of assets. It's not a conspiracy, but a consequence of how our modern economy is designed. Capital, what you own, is rewarded differently than labor, what you do. Understanding this distinction is the first step to changing the game you play. It's about moving from a mindset of pure effort to a mindset of strategic position. This is the strange, powerful truth at the center of the system. Let's look at the story of Anna and Leo. To truly understand the hidden rules of money, we need to move beyond abstract concepts and see how they play out in the real world. The difference between simply earning money and building wealth often comes down to a single, fundamental choice. It's a choice about where we place our effort and our trust. Do we focus solely on our ability to work for a wage, or do we learn to position ourselves so that economic forces work for us, not against us? To make this distinction crystal clear, let us look at the story of two people, two parallel lives shaped by one diverging path. Let's call them Anna and Leo. Imagine Anna and Leo starting their journeys in the same city, at the same time. Both are intelligent, driven, and full of ambition. They graduate from similar schools with similar qualifications and land respectable jobs in their chosen fields. On the surface, their futures look equally bright. They are, for all intents and purposes, on an equal footing. Anna follows a path that society champions as the blueprint for success. She gets a good job in a growing company. She believes deeply in the merit of hard work and dedication. Her philosophy is simple: be the best at what you do, and the rewards will follow. And for a long time, this philosophy serves her well. She pours her energy into her career, climbing the corporate ladder with impressive speed. She earns promotions, takes on more responsibility, and, as a result, gets a pay raise almost every year. Each salary increase feels like a validation of her effort, a tangible reward for her sacrifices. The numbers on her paycheck get bigger and bigger. She diligently follows the advice she was given by her parents, teachers, and mentors. Work hard, be responsible with your money, and save a portion of every paycheck in a secure bank account. She watches her savings balance grow, a comforting buffer against uncertainty. She feels secure, believing she is making all the right moves. She rents a nice apartment in a desirable neighborhood. The flexibility of renting appeals to her. She doesn't want to be tied down, and the idea of a massive mortgage and the responsibilities of home ownership, the repairs, the taxes, the insurance, feels like an unnecessary risk. Renting seems simpler, safer. Her monthly payment is her only housing obligation. Years pass. A decade goes by. Anna's salary has doubled, an achievement she is rightfully proud of. But something feels off. She looks at her expenses and sees that they have grown right alongside her income. Her rent has increased substantially, tracking the city's rising property values. The cost of her weekly groceries, her transportation, her utility bills, everything has crept relentlessly upward. The invisible tide of inflation has been eroding her gains. Media group. Close, contemplative shot of Anna looking out a window, subdued expression. Despite her significantly higher income, her ability to save hasn't accelerated as she'd expected. She feels like she's on a treadmill, running faster and faster just to stay in the same place. The financial freedom she thought her hard work would buy her feels perpetually just out of reach. She's doing everything right, yet progress feels illusory. Now, let us rewind and look at Leo. He starts with a similar job and a similar salary. He is just as hardworking as Anna. But very early in his career he makes a different and, at the time, much more difficult choice. He decides to play by a different set of rules. Instead of upgrading his lifestyle as his income rises, Leo lives as simply as possible. He resists the temptation of a nicer apartment or a new car. He saves aggressively, with a singular, daunting goal in mind: to buy a small, modest property. It's a huge stretch for his finances. His friends think he's crazy, sacrificing his youth to chain himself to a massive debt. To achieve his goal, he must do something that many people, including Anna, fear. He must take on a significant amount of debt. He borrows money from a bank to purchase a tiny apartment. It's not his dream home, but it's his. In that moment of signing the papers, he transforms his savings from a passive pile of cash into an active asset. Now let's fast forward through the same decade. The very same force of inflation that relentlessly raises Anna's rent is also at work on Leo's property. As the cost of living and demand in the city go up, the value of his small apartment begins to climb. The economic tide that pushes against Anna is the wind in Leo's sails. While Anna sends a check to her landlord each month for an ever-increasing amount, Leo sends a payment to his bank. Crucially, his mortgage payment is fixed. It was locked in on the day he signed the loan. It does not rise with inflation. With each fixed payment, he pays down his debt and owns a little more of his property. This growing ownership stake is called equity. It's his share of the asset's value, and it's growing in two ways, through his payments and through the market's appreciation. After 10 years, the difference in their financial positions is staggering. It has nothing to do with who worked harder or who was more intelligent. The difference is the financial vehicle they chose. They were both running, but Anna was on a treadmill, while Leo was on an escalator. Anna relies exclusively on a wage, a direct exchange of her valuable time and effort for money. Her income is active. If she stops working, the money stops. Leo, while also earning a wage, made a crucial pivot. By purchasing property, he used his initial savings and a loan to acquire an asset. This asset works for him, day and night, independent of his direct labor. He created a second, passive force for wealth creation. When prices rise across the city, that economic force is a penalty on Anna's savings and her purchasing power. It makes her life more expensive. For Leo, that same force is a reward. It increases the value of his asset and the equity he holds. He benefits from the very same economic tide that holds Anna back. He didn't change the direction of the current. He simply changed his position relative to it. We are all told that saving money is a virtue. And it is. Having a reserve for emergencies is wise and necessary, but the kind of saving matters. If you simply collect cash in a standard account, you are fighting a losing battle against inflation. Your pile of money is like a block of ice on a warm day. Constant, slow melt. People who understand the system convert savings into assets, boats that can rise with the tide. Debt can trap when used for consumption, but debt used for investment can acquire assets. Banks and markets prefer lending to those with assets as collateral. Access to credit reinforces ownership. The hidden architecture, rules, regulations, and laws, often taxes ownership income differently than wages. It is a deliberate incentive to encourage investment. Because we value the visible number, the hidden rules work quietly in the background. So the system does not reward the hardest worker. It rewards the one playing the correct game. But that raises a deeper question. Who designed the rules in the first place? To understand that, you need to see why banks prefer borrowers who already have money.